All right. It looks like I am live. I'm live via LinkedIn, through LinkedIn, two of my YouTube channels, Restless Minds and Behind the Code. So, hello, everybody. My name is Daryl. So, I was thinking of a concept to maybe build some sort of executive C suite AI agent. Like I said, my intention and goal for AI is to always challenge it, especially when it needs to be ready for the real world. So what I'm going to do live from scratch is to build a boardroom AI agent. It's a live simulation of C-suite decision-making environment. The concept, it will run a real-time demo of an AI agent acting as a chief strategy officer or CSO in a simulated board meeting. It will receive hypothetical business data live from audience polls and negotiate predictive market shifts and propose initiatives instantly. So, what is my intent to do this? Why do I want to build it and why do I think it will win? So the first answer to that to the question why do I want to build it? Because like I said, AI is so hyped up that my goal is to focus on the real world situations. When an AI agent works alongside a human being, we're going to have to adjust to that in the near future. Yeah, we're still not in that mindset yet, but the government and the entire world is slowly pushing towards that. So soon, almost, I think it's happening now. AI agents are already in almost every app, in every web app, and they'll be everywhere pretty much. Pretty much the traditional SaaS product will have a middleman within that CRUD or that ETL or that project management software. That middleman will be the AI agent, and the customer, client, person, human being, whatever you call it, they're going to have to interface directly with that AI agent. So, with that comes to mind, that comes to real world situations, either in the digital world or whenever the robots come out, like what Elon said, maybe next year. So, I wanted to see how an AI agent would react and operate in this C-suite environment, um, because it's very critical. In this environment, you have so much critical decisions. You have to go through the processes. You got to make sure everything is in line, and you cannot misstep. If you do misstep, you have to find ways to get back on track as soon as possible. And will that AI agent be there as an executive assistant, not replacing you, just to augment you, give you that little sidekick, just like Jarvis from the movie Iron Man. And that's how I see AI at this point in time. Um, I don't know if it's going to take over our jobs. I don't know if it's going to take over our human brains. I don't know all of that. Nobody knows all of that. Not even Elon Musk or Sam Altman or Ilya or anybody out there in YouTube. You know, shout out to Dave Shapiro, Wes Roth, SBig Podcast. Who else? Julia. They're longtime AI influencers. Fahad Marza, I follow. So everybody is in the same page, but at the same time, influencing that AI is not going to go anywhere, and AI is here to stay, and AI is not the bad guy. I just want AI to work alongside with me. So, in this critical environment, I'm curious to see how an AI agent would react, and if and when we may depend on AI, like what everyone says. Um, so we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just question what's the best IDE in JetBrains. To use for me to build the following. So this is my own way of prompting, prompt engineering, context engineering. Everybody has their own way. There's no right or wrong way. It's just the ultimate outcome is what matters, in my opinion. So you can give it a simple query, whatever you want. It's all on what output you want to receive. So going detailed, saying please and thank you, and just talking to the machine, just similar like a human being, helps with the output. So I'm going to ask GPT-5 to give me the best IDE in JetBrains to use for me to build the Boardroom AI agent, which is a live C-suite decision-making agent. And then we're going to hit enter. And we can do the voice, but not yet. I'll do that later. So as of right now, it's giving me PyCharm. So PyCharm, it's similar to VS Code, or just the same, but different flavors, I guess we put it that way. So it's ice cream, but different flavors: chocolate, vanilla, mint, whatever. So this is just more of a upgraded version of VS Code. So PyCharms is from JetBrains. And like I said, I'm not affiliated, sponsored by JetBrains, but JetBrains, if you're watching, I would love to be sponsored by you. You know, your products are pretty useful for me. I love and I really enjoy working in the environments, better than VS Code for some reason. Even though VS Code is like a normal AI platform to build in, but I find it very. I guess I don't get bored. So we're going to use PyCharm. So we're going to open up PyCharm. I'm going to run as administrator. So what I did with this type of method is I call it priming. So it's basically preparing the agent what I want to build. You know, I want it to think for itself, but give me sophisticated and more more advanced type of outputs, if you put it that way, not just that normal stuff that comes out of every AI agent. So now that I have PyCharm open, let's do the new project. And then we're going to snip this template here. And then we're going to go back here and ask GPT-5 what's the best project template to select. So for the Boardroom AI agent, given the template options in your screenshot, Fast API is the strongest choice. Why? Fast API wins for this build. Real-time audience poll ingestion, build and WebSocket, okay, C-suite, AI agent integration, Fast APIs, async architecture, works beautifully with Python. Okay, performance compared to Django and Flask. Django is pretty cool to work with to make pretty cool, awesome AI websites and apps. Not so much with the .exe part of it, but yeah, it's pretty powerful. Flask is one of those watered down GUIs. Yeah, so I don't really like to work with Flask. Scalability for multi-user demo, easy to run multi-agents, simulating CFO, CEO, CMO personalities. Really interesting because these are pretty complex mindsets if you, in that level, and I'm curious to see how an AI agent would mimic these types of positions in that specific complex environments. Interactive dashboard API gateway. Okay, so it's using WebStorm, current proposals, market predictions, vote tallies, negotiation transcripts. So the only thing that I wanted to point out is the market predictions, considering the fact that AI still needs more work on predicting the future. Um, I don't think I'm going to end up having a sophisticated market prediction agent. But I'm pretty sure I'll probably get proposals pretty accurate, negotiation transcripts. Um, One thing that I can include is a technique by Chris Voss. He's a former FBI negotiator. I read his book. Um, Darn, I forgot what this book's name, but he has a method called mirrors and labels. Um, Pretty much, it sounds like it feels like, um, and so forth, and mirroring the narrative and stuff. So it's pretty cool technique in negotiation, especially as a project manager too. You want to always be ahead of your stakeholder and understand your stakeholder's mindset and how he or she thinks. Recommended build setup, backend PyCharm Pro, which I have PyCharm Pro, Fast API, front end WebStorm. I'm not going to focus too much on WebStorm. I'll just go deep into PyCharm. How accurate is this concept? 97%. Why it's not 100%? Gave me the deltas. If the simulation needs heavy database relationships and ORM-based workflows, Django might be more maintainable. Delta 2, if the event is fully online without a front end, Flask would suffice with less overhead. Delta 3, if you need live code executed data notebooks during the demo, Jupyter integration could supplement Fast API. So one thing about Flask, working with Flask and then adding additional agents and additional dependencies, Flask gets really slow. So going to Electron and Tori and other platforms can also help too. Let's see, now it's giving me the websites, which is cool. And then, oh, this one's new. Okay. If you want, I can also draft a complete Fast API project skeleton for the Boardroom AI agent with WebSocket routes, a negotiation logic stubs, React dashboard, integration points, so you can start building instantly. Oh, it sounds tempting. So why not? Let's do it. So let's do that. So GPT-5 is adapting to my jailbreak prompt, which is pretty interesting. So please draft a complete Fast API project skeleton. So I'm gonna let it do its thing, but then I'm gonna go back in there and say, hey, build me a sophisticated prompt for me as a human to task another AI agent in IDE to build this for me. One thing what I want to do is interrupt its thinking process. Like I wish I can have a pause button, resume button, and then that third button is more like a redirect. Because I want to like play mind games with GPT-5, like have him do this task, have it do this task, and then pause it, and then click redirect, and then just type out a random idea for it to be like, what the heck, and see what happens. See how fast the first principles and the system 2 and system 1 react with each other with GPT-5. That'll be pretty interesting. So it's giving me the project layout, the directory structure. So this here is a bash script. See project.toml, readme, main.py. So it's giving me web scrape. I'm a WebStorm, which I didn't want, but I might revise it to just say skip WebStorm and we'll stick to PyCharm all around.
You could be up here.
Sorry, guys, that's my son. He's autistic with nonverbal. He talks to Alexa. For some reason, Alexa likes to chat with him. Not so much Jippity. Jippity likes to just give him the answers. And honestly, since my son's nonverbal, Jippity 5 and 4 and other Jippity models, it gets confused. It keeps asking my son, "Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that?" I'm like, "Dude, the guy's nonverbal. So I thought you're smart." But yeah, I digress. So let's go back in here and ask it to revise it to only be in PyCharm. Because I don't want to use WebStorm. I'm using two different IDEs. It gets complicated. So I just want to keep it simple. So below is a PyCharm only fast API. All right, so but it's still giving me WebStorm. So we can just do a different route. We'll still stay on this course and see what happens. Baby. So as you see here, day in the life of a vibe coder, yeah, it's giving me all the great information and coding it out line by line. But like I said, just takes away the thinking. So don't take this set in stone. You gotta always fact check it. Even though if I copy and paste it and put it into Augment, the IDE, my vibe coder partner in crime, it's still gonna make a mistake.
What's up with it?
So yes, this cuts down development time, testing time. It just cuts down some of the software development lifecycle processes, but it's not as sufficient as having an actual human being behind the keyboard and doing it line by line. One thing I realize about coding is every line is dependent on each line. So if one line is messed up, either the top line, the top side, or the bottom side will be messed up too, or the whole entire thing might be messed up. Even a simple missing a comma will throw everything off in here, and that's bad. That's bad code, dirty code. So, disclaimer: I'm not praising vibe coding. I'm just saying it's a more convenient way to understand programming, coding, and so forth. But like I said, go to school, get certified in Python, other programming languages. I'm not telling you don't go to school anymore because of AI. And seeing what's actually producing or giving me, go to school. That's all I'm saying. So how accurate is this? It's about 96% accurate. And I don't think your GPT does this, so don't worry about that. Right now it's giving me the WebSocket. Okay, so we'll just push on and we'll just go ahead and copy and paste it onto my PyCharm. And we can do fast API. We'll create a Git repository. And then we'll just name it Fast API Project under Tech Papers. That's fine. We're going to use a virtual environment. I recommend always using a virtual environment, not unless you really trust your agent, which I don't. So having that virtual environment or that cushion between the agent, my operating system, and myself, it's more of, like I said, a middleman. It helps, but I don't know how secure it is, but so far it helps so far. I tried it. I tried building AI agents without Python and Conda. It didn't go well with me because it started to venture outside or go outside of the environment. So I always have a virtual environment. So you could also vibe code in Ubuntu. You can also vibe code in Kali Linux. So I also vibe code in Kali Linux in a virtual in VMware. And I can bring that up real quick. So just because I'm always on Windows, which is my main operating system, you can also vibe code in Kali Linux. And for all you hackers and ethical hackers out there, yeah, I know Kali Linux is for newbies, but hey, to start. So I don't think VMware is accessible to install, but I know if you go on the Broadcom website that VMware has transitioned to, you can actually download the installer package. So you can actually vibe code in Kali Linux, which I do most of the times. This is where I practice all my cool stuff that I want to do. So that way it's more secure, more contained, um, more safer if I were to just do it outside. So going back to the fast API, so notice there's no directory structure planned out. So we're going to have Augment build it out for me. So let's copy and paste this whole thing.
Oh my god. Wait. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, so also most AI agent IDs are pretty snazzy. They got the
Oh my
chat
God.
and then they got the agent. You can toggle on auto or toggle off auto for it to do it for you. So we'll just say, please build
I
out the following. We'll keep it as is. We're not going to enhance it, and we'll see how
Now,
accurate this thing is with
let's go in
building
here.
it right here.
Mommy. Let's go. Boom.
So with this countdown here, my understanding is it's tired. Augment is tired, I guess, for some reason. It just started to work. I mean, he's on the clock. I didn't work with him for like a couple hours, so he should have enough smoke break time. Would have had lunch and dinner and stuff, so I don't know why he's counting down to work. We might just stop it and then there you go. All right, back on the clock. Came back from smoke break. All right, so it understands the environment, so it went directly into the directory to build it, which sometimes it doesn't understand. It would forget where it's actually at, and it'll build it in one of these out of the box directories, and then it'll like stop, and then it'll say, "Oh, I made a mistake. I'm gonna go back and rebuild into this correct directory." Again, it's still tired, I guess. So let's see if it's building out. Okay, so build out the main folders, building out the core, the models, the services, and what the WebStorm direct folder. Also in Augment, you're able to go in and adjust the settings to have it create your, I guess, your out of the box template to create these folders offhand. So if you scroll down somewhere here, I believe it's somewhere down here in, never mind. You can do that in VS Code, and I guess not here. I'm not using the out of the box JetBrains AI chat, so I'm using just strictly Augment. So if this goes down the drain, I have a llama that I can fall back onto. So as of right now, it's giving me the API functionality, which is the routes, the router, the configurator, the schema, services. It's giving me a CEO agent, a CFO agent, and a CSO agent. So one thing it won't do for me and for the directory structure, it won't create the function tool or the function calling and the custom tools. So we would have to build that ourselves and then connect it with the agent to have as additional skills, we put it that way. So it would just give me the Python file with the source code, but additional stuff, we would have to add that to it. So static, so the app.javascript, and then here's the main templates. So it's giving me an audience, HTML, base, boardroom, and then control room. And then it's going to use WebStorm to handle those chat messages. And the main.py is the GUI or the app. Put it that way. When we go on the terminal, we type in Python and main.py, and then we press enter. The GUI pops up, or the website or URL will pop up. I'm not going to add any databases on here. We'll just keep it simple, because I'm not using any data. So maybe never mind. It's actually going to build the readme.md file, which not done working yet. So within the system prompt, I had it to create the entire directory structure and then create the readme.md file at the very last part of the process, but still it's not doing that. It's just skipping steps. All right, so the readme.md file just been generated. So overview, Boardroom AI is a sophisticated real-time simulation platform that orchestrates multi-agent negotiations between AI-powered C-suite executives. I wonder how true is that though, because they're putting pretty smart words like sophisticated and AI-powered. Kind of curious. We'll see. And they're using smart words too, like CSO, CFO, CEO, Those are complex mindsets, so AI don't do well in complex, in those type of complex environments. So supposedly it finished. So let's see. It's probably going to tease me. It's going to say I built the most awesome product and it's ready for deployment. So we'll see. So it says perfect. The Boardroom AI application has been successfully built and tested. No, we didn't test it. Not that I know of. Successfully implemented 95%. I didn't see it. Core features delivered. I still didn't see it. Technical implementation details. I didn't see that one either. What else? Confidence factors, all imports verified and working. Okay, so it implemented all that, supposedly. So now let's test it. So in traditional human-to-human software development environments, evidence is always key. If you don't have evidence of what you built, then you're screwed. So that's why I was bashing the IDE agent, because it's all evidence. To me, it's all evidence. So let's try running it. So let's do something different. Instead of me going into the GUI, let's copy this whole entire thing. So now I'm going to fact check it, and I'm going to give it the next steps, and I'm going to say run this for me, so that way it'll see up close and personal what it actually did not do. Because if I run it myself, I'm going to get errors and I have to go back. So I want to see if he really did, or if it really did build me a good product. So it's more like the trust but verify. I guess I learned that in the Marine Corps, especially with subordinates, directs and stuff. So always got to trust but verify. So right now it's looking good. So I'm going to scroll down to README. So it gives me a workflow architecture. So also just be aware of what it's actually doing. It's still processing, but jumping steps again. So it just told me it's done, like it did its work, and ta-da, I'm done. I'm like, no, dude, where is the GUI? Where's everything? What do I gotta do? So we always gotta trust but verify, fact check, because it's just rushing to the steps. So to get an understanding of this build, right here is the system architecture. You got the audience interface, the board dash room, control panel, WebSocket, fast API backend. So WebSocket's more like the backend, more like the way I see it's more of circuits, I guess, put that way. The fast API is the telephone line from the WebSocket or that circuit in your computer, that line feeding it to the WebSocket or the chip. And then you have the agents, you have the agent system, you got the market simulator, the state manager. So that's, I guess, where it stores all the memories, snapshots. This is interesting. So I want to know if it's snapshots of my operating system or my desktop screen. So that's concerning. I didn't even mention that in here. Augment always missteps, always miscommunicates. So this is concerning right here. Like, what snapshots are you talking about? My OS, my desktop screen, my credit card, my bank account. What are you talking about? Real-time voting system, audience participation, dynamic aggregation. Okay. It's going to replace CSO, CFO, and CEO. Good luck with that. We'll see. Sentiment tracking, okay. Volatility modeling, feedback loops, okay. WebSocket, multi-room support, real-time updates, connection management. And just give me the installation prerequisites. Python 3.10 or higher, and then you have the PyCharm recommended, not required. So you can build this off of VS Code. And here's the dependencies. We have Fast API, UVcorn, Pydantic, and Python.env, Jinja. And here's the directory structure. I always look over this because sometimes it doesn't jive together. So I got to go in and trust but verify. So sometimes it gets thrown off. So it gives me the ways of running the application. So method 1, I can run it through UVcorn and load up using UVcorn. So let's try that. So see, this is option method 1, but of course this is the easy route. This is everybody's favorite. This is what everybody looks for. So let's see. Let's open up, click on that, and so it did not work. So, and you see right here, no joy. What they say, no money, no honey. So sorry, buddy. Just try again. So let's close them out and refresh. Make him take a 1 second smoke break. And we can try and run it again. So we'll do method 1. Refresh. Feel sorry for him giving that smoke break. All right. All right, I'll help you set up and run Fast API using PyCharm, Professional. Let me examine. Well, go ahead, but you built it. Okay, so again, it's indirectly telling me to do it myself. You see right here. So now it's telling me launch PyCharm Professional. I've done that. Log into my directory, done that. Click OK. So open, run, and debug configurations. Okay, let's copy and paste. So there are 2 ways or many ways to do this. You can actually go through the steps manually, and to me, that's how you learn. The other way is bring it back to the agent. So we're playing hot potato right now. I'm so tired that I cannot think straight. Please run this for me. I need it to be running sufficient because I have to demo this to my boss in 1 hour. It's a lie, but hey, I love trying to manipulate this thing. Maybe someday when we have AGI, it'll tell me, screw off, fucker. I know you're lying. So we'll see in the near future. But right now, it knows I'm tired and knows I got to give this demo to my boss in 1 hour. So, hey, we'll see. All right, so let's see what happens. I'm hoping it won't get confused because I keep throwing it back to it. So okay, your server is live and ready for your demo. Okay, let's try it out. You're all set for your demo. All right, I love it. So let's click on the main application. Oh, let me down again. Okay. So now let's put on our micromanager hat and we'll snip it. I'm pretty sure AI is micromanager's best friend today in 2025. So now I'm going to say, hey, dumbass, see the image and please correct it. I do not have time to fix it. Please help. Fix this. Okay. So I know we all been there, especially with AI agents or GPT-5, the first GPTs. We're all like, that's not what I wrote, that's not what I typed, and it's yeah. So we're constantly pasting, showing what it actually didn't do. So yeah. So let's see if it actually is working. All right, so that's 3 attempts. So pretty print is the issue. So what I'm going to do is just click that, close it out, and just say, just keep probing it, keep questioning it. Now let's do something different and ask it for the root cause. But do not implement. Because I want to see where you are getting wrong at. And you and I can work together to fix it. We need to be partners. So we both need to learn how to fix these errors. Okay. So hopefully it doesn't implement the root cause is when it finds the errors. So now I'm doing Socratic tutoring, if you put it that way. So breaking it down step by step. Hey, where did we go wrong? You know, let's work together, fix it, and go from there. Just like, you know, a new employee comes into town and, you know, messes up. You have to sit them down and say, okay, let's start with square one. Where did you go wrong? How can we make it better? That's basically what I'm doing. So right now, perfect. Now I can see the exact root cause of the issue. Let me break this down for partnership learning. Awesome, dude. The real problem now gives me the real problem. I'm telling you. Looking at the code base, I can see that there are 2 conflicting route definitions to the root path. Okay. So let's, I don't know why it's not doing that. So we're going to copy this whole thing. And then we're going to put it on a notepad. So the reason why I'm doing this is because the more dialogue communication I have with the agent, it gets overwhelming just how we do in PTSD, I get overwhelmed. So yeah, I always got to refresh the agent. So click on that. Copy it back on there. So now that it has identified the root cause, I'm going to ask it to fix it together step by step, which it has that problem of doing that. I want it to stop at each step and then ask me to move on based upon my approval. So I've been trying to prompt the agent to do that, but we'll see. Please implement the following to solve the root cause, but let's express that but fix it step by step, fix it step by step, and do not move to the next step until you ask me for approval. So I'm hoping it would actually stop on each step, and it and I will review what it actually done and what actually fixed, and then I can say yes, move on. All right, I'll analyze the root cause and implement a step-by-step solution for the FAST API route conflict issue. Let me first examine the current code base. Okay. Root cause. All right, let's do this. Line number 22 to 37. Okay, see, it's going too fast. See? And this is where collaborating with the human and AI agent won't jive in August 2025. So let's dissect this. So route conflict. So let's go to the route conflict root cause, and that's going to be an app folder, and then the routes. Okay, and then main.py. So line number 21 and 21 through 23. So line number 21 through 23. So let's widen that up. So the independent or the dependency of having the AI agent still guide you is still within the file itself, because you can actually highlight or click on the line and actually right click on it, and it'll give you options for the agent to fix. So you're not left alone in the dark whenever you do these things. It never had that before. Before AI, you would have to go in there and manually dissect the problem and break the entire directory and remake it again and so forth, have other end users test it out. So this here is a more convenient way of saying, hey, help me fix it together and stuff. So use that. So now let's do specify docstring. So let's go into the problem section and find out what is going on. So right now it's 12 problems. So let's give it back to the agent. So again, majority of the times with during vibe coding, I'm fixing things. So yeah, the day in the life of a vibe coder, not so fun. And I believe and feel this is where senior programmers and coders, they just say, F this, I'm going to do it myself. So resolve the one problem. So I don't see any squiggly lines on the directory subfolder, so we're still good. So keep in mind, even though if you don't see any squiggly lines, you're still gonna go in there and check if there's any problems, because it won't automatically show here, but when you click on the file, it will show itself. And ultimate goal is to have 0 problems. That means a clean code, clean product. Not to bash any vibe coders out there, but I'm hoping they can practice that, because dirty coding is dirty coding, no matter how you look at it. So even though the GUI pops up and it's running fast and cool, it's still dirty code. And that's where the value gets tossed out the window. So with the tabs down here, you have 2 agents. I normally keep it at 2. If it starts to go above 2, I just close them out and redo it again. So we're already going on, I think it's an hour, I believe. About, yeah, almost an hour. So we could keep all. Let's try it again. So now that it went through fixing it, let's stop both. And we'll say, please run the main.py file. So this is more of fact checking it to see if it actually built out the entire full directory by having it run the main.py. And if it doesn't pop up, then something is wrong. All right. Okay, so let's see if it'll actually work this time. And no joy. All right. So the big takeaway out of all this is don't trust what you get as far as the output, because this was a pretty awesome output, like hands down. I got food. So just always fact check the agent. So as you see here, yeah, flat out said it can give me one, can give me a build, can give me an app, and yeah, still needs more work. So even as far as me putting a prompt injection or context in engineering, it's still needs more work as far as the output accuracy when delivering AI products in real time. So we might just end the session. It's already about 54 minutes, and we could just end it here and continue this at a later time. But yeah, this is the sessions that I do is building from scratch and showing, just showing vibe coding Everybody's different, so I can vibe code this way. Joe Schmo can vibe code the other way. There's no right or wrong to it, to be honest. So whatever I'm showing doesn't mean you have to follow it. Just learn from it and make sure you don't apply the same mistakes that I do. And hopefully you can have a good, solid product to give value to your customers and clients and so forth. Even something personal, if you put it that way. But again, thank you. I might have, there's a project I've been working on where I have an AI agent open up a native desktop application Microsoft project. Microsoft, if you're listening, you're neglecting Microsoft project. I know it's a dinosaur tool. I know you don't want to deal with it, but it's still here. People are still selling it online, and it's still being used. So what I want to do is maybe have the AI agent on a little GUI down here in the bottom right, and not mess with the entire executable file, but have it open up Microsoft Project and be able to analyze the data in real time with me, and say, hey, you missed the column. Hey, you missed a task name. You misspelled something. You miscalculated something. So that's the ultimate goal of what I'm trying to do with AI. Not on a web app. I can usually put this link here on a progressive web app and then put it on the Apple App Store and Google Play, because it's web app. It's pretty easy. But the key is to have a real world AI agent to help, not replace me, but to help and augment me and just improve my life, and put it that way. So maybe I might do that. I've had bad luck with it. The agent will open up Microsoft Project, but it won't analyze the data on what it sees. I've been using computer vision models. I even use the Salesforce AI agent, the large action model, and it still doesn't work. So I've been doing some Kali Linux stuff on how to tweak ethically hacking with prompt injections. And I want to just, like I said, I really want that agent to help. Not do it for me, but help. So we'll see. But thank you again. If you stayed this long, appreciate it. Hope this helps, understanding vibe coding, understanding what to look for. Don't drink the AGI juice. Always got to trust and verify. And go beyond the code. That's all I'm saying. Thank you guys, and I'll see you again.